Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the stream here. Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back today. I'm doing pretty good myself. Afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Turn myself down just a little bit because I can hear myself over and over again. Turn myself down just a little bit because I can hear myself over and over again. Turn myself down. Mute that. That's what I wanted. There we go. That's a lot better, so I don't have to hear myself over and over and over again. Alrighty, so let me get the game back up here. So you can hear, I actually had the game up already. I had just logged. I was going to at least get it started before we jumped in, but it didn't quite happen that way. But once it decides to load, there it goes. Let's see here. We streamed 2, which I believe was the last time we... Well, that's not good. Where is... Did I accidentally not save it? That would be an issue. 5.3 was the last time we played. So it would have been here. Did I really not save that? There's 3.3, 3.4. Whoops, I don't think I actually saved it. So let's see where this quick this isn't good. That is the only game that looks like it's alright, let's load it here. And that's not correct. Uh-oh. We gotta figure out what in the world's going on. I don't know if I accidentally clicked on the wrong button, which is possible. But you only see what we were doing last time. Pretty cool. A little insight. No, this is actually, that's really early on in the game there. So let me load on here. Let's see here. 3.3, which would have actually, that's what I went to bed. Alright, so where is the 3.3 game? Okay, stream playthrough. Still had that there. For some reason it was all at the bottom. So let's load this one in. Alright, well, it's the right characters at least. Only if I ever accidentally saved over a wrong game. That would be interesting though, if you accidentally did that. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Alright, this looks more like where we were at. So objective-wise, we got loot and pillage done. Do we have both optional objectives done? We do. Alright, so there is actually where we... This should have been our game. So if you weren't here with us last time, we actually did collect all 4 of our Uber loots. Here they are. We actually got some of the ones we usually don't get, the Excalibur and the Samurai armor. But we also got... Where is it? Ah, here it is. We actually did get the totem pole. I've never gotten that before. So I figured, why not? I'll get that this time. And it was a pretty fun little one. But right now, we're actually trying to work our way up to 200 notoriety. And then we gotta collect enough money to move to our next island. I figured we probably need about $1 million or so. We can actually recycle some rooms to get that high, but... That being said, we do have a couple of things we can go out into the world and go try and do at least. We will need some of those. It's the Doomsday data. We know where all 3 locations are, so that's not too bad. But something like this, 10 workers, not bad. We'll need some spin doctors and some guards out there, or mercenaries, I should say, to really help us steal this. But that gives us 10 notoriety. That'll give us almost there. So let's do that one. 10 workers. I'm going to need... I'm thinking 4 scientists and maybe 5 spin doctors. And then we'll do 6 mercenaries. That should give us a good amount of people. Make sure the heat stays down. As well as... make sure we don't have too much heat. Or no, hold on. My brain's a little scrambled right now. It would help, first of all, make sure that time stays down, heat stays down, things like that. So nothing too crazy. I noticed Mariana Mamba has decided to come back. Let's go ahead and weaken her. Hopefully that'll help us out a little bit more. Seemed to work out pretty well last time. So hopefully that won't be too big of a deal. So one of the ones we want to do, Acts of Infamy wise, this one may not be bad. But I'm trying to just hoping to do a quick one. It's 10 notoriety, something like that. Nothing too crazy. And honestly, if we just throw a guard out there, which we might have a guard out here somewhere in the world. We don't have a guard out here in the world. But if we did, we could just throw one guard out there and very easily get that mission done if the other one didn't go too catastrophically bad. I didn't really get too much time to play in between today or Wednesday and today. So we're still working on getting everybody accumulated here. So we're doing a lot of training. And with all those workers being gone, it's going to be a lot of the higher end minions that are going to get trained. For people like the guard, it's going to be a little bit longer on because we don't have hardly any workers in here. So a bit of an issue. However, our evil genius is down here overseeing everything. I think we moved him because we actually had a super agent in our barracks, and our evil genius was in the control room. And they are right next to each other, so that was not the best idea in the world. However, we were okay though. Who do we got? Oh, we got a burglar at the front door. We also have a tourist in the gym or the barracks, but whatever. They're not doing anything wrong there. So here, so we cut the heat in half. We can still get the 10 notoriety, which actually is really nice. It only takes us 30 seconds, so let's do that. And because of that, let's go ahead, since Mariana Mamba is on our island, let's get a valet and a guard out there, and we'll take care of that mission once we get this one done. We might not have enough workers, which would be unfortunate. And that looks like we might not have enough workers at all. I mean, I figured the 6 mercenaries would be okay, but I guess not. There we go. And let's move all these people over to here. No, I accidentally clicked an extra valet, but we need 3 more workers, and we'll be able to do this mission real quick. Ooh, we actually need another scientist. That'll get us the 200 notoriety that we need. We might be able to actually get another henchman then. Could be wrong about that, but... And then at that point, we need to actually start doing these. We can get all 3 of these. We actually know where they're all at, which actually one is right here. We actually need 4 scientists for that. It's 2 risk. This is a 1 risk. I might just try to do both at once. It would be... Don't get me wrong. It gives us 15 heat. So I'm not too happy about that. The other thing is, the other one's here, and we got 1 in Australia. They don't get us much notoriety, which kind of sucks. But it happens. Oh. We got some, soldiers coming in. Oh, they're good soldiers, too. Yikes. We do have 3. How many we got here? About 5 of them. I mean, it could be worse. So, I mean, number 1, we also might need to upgrade our freezer today. Let's see here. Can we actually add any more on over here? Not really. Because essentially we'd have to do this. And we could put 2 there. And essentially we're just rotating around what we already have. So let's go ahead and just pay for that. Let's get the laser going there. Looks like they're going to take their time getting around the island here. So not too concerned about that. But so yeah, hopefully those guys won't... No, that's civilians leaving. These guys won't take too much longer to get out to where they need to go. And once we get that done, hopefully we can take care of both of them. If not, I'm not too concerned about it. They're about to arrive here, so we are good there. Fingers crossed that we have all 4 scientists by the end of this, so we can go take care of that one. And that Mariana Mambo doesn't show back up in the world. That would kind of suck. Just pointing it out there. But we did lose 2 scientists already. Well, that's unfortunate. Yikes. We need 4 mercenaries for that one, though. We could probably swing that. To at least get to... Well, actually, we don't have... We have 13. Do we have any? But honestly, that was not terrible. But we are at 200 now. So that is rather nice. These guys I can just go ahead and send back. But the scientists will bring over there because we could always use more of those guys. And we do need another mercenary over here. We'll bring 5 scientists, and we'll bring 3 more mercenaries. Bring 4. Actually, we have the mercenaries for it. So the reason I'm doing that is I don't know, because it seems like the missions that we actually require mercenary or military minions, I should say, that the the ones that are required for the mission, if we bring just those, it seems like they're at a higher risk than if we... Oh boy, hold on. I need to cancel these guys going out. Because there's soldiers right there. Alright, let's get our henchmen up here. Because if we don't, this is not going to end well for anybody. Butcher, stay back just a little bit. Until your friends get up here. Because last time we were able to take down these guys pretty easily. The only problem is that alright. And now we can tell everybody to come and start attacking these people. We got 1 down, we got 2 down. Third one should get out of here pretty quick. Hopefully. Yeah, this shouldn't be too big of an issue. We lost a couple people, but it's not like it's... We lost... I mean, the henchman got knocked out, but I don't think we lost much else. There we go. Taken care of. Good as new. Yeah, I think we're getting to a point where we can kind of take on some of the good guys, not the great ones yet, but let's see here. I need to send 4 scientists and 4 mercenaries. Actually, I only sent 3, didn't I? It's only a risk of 1, though, so it's not like it's a huge deal if something were to happen. But, you know, might as well send an extra guy or 2 just to be sure. I don't know if anybody noticed, but the Mickey Mouse Cup is back. Get that over there. I got my tea back as well and decided, I'm like, you know what, I wanted some tea today. So, that's what I went with. It's a little bit different, but you know, for cold brewed tea, it's actually pretty good. Now, let's see here. Anything else really going on? Not really. We need to get our population back up because we're hurting a little bit. But it seems like we're doing okay. Guys are still hiding there, so we're not really too concerned about anything else. Ooh, we got something new. Ooh, the Multimedia Educational Zone, which I think it goes here. Which, if we were to do that, we really just need to add on to the archive just a little bit. Something like that, I think, will work. We could do something like that. Still waiting on those guys to get out there. I think they would take this long to get out there, but, you know, it happens sometimes. Here they come. We just gotta wait on this agent now to disappear, and then we can, let me double check, make sure we got all of our, kind of bases covered then. The heat's down. I think that's half the time. Let me see. How's the other ones? Yeah, that's about half the time. Yeah, it's exactly half the time. So we're good on that now. And the agent's gone, so we can go ahead and do that. Now we wait. That's one thing. It's like, oh, I have to wait. And that's the only thing. It's like they kind of a little bit irks me in this game. It's like, oh, this is we actually have to physically wait for 3 minutes to make sure we can get that mission done. So that is, it kind of sucks a little bit. But hey, you know, it happens. But it does look like we are getting quite a few of our minions back into kind of the fold here. I do want to, let's see, we've already got all the lockers upgraded. We might have to build a small barracks somewhere that is just lockers. That would be kind of useful. And we got plenty of room here still. It doesn't look like it, but we do have plenty of room. And we might just have to wait till the next island. I don't know yet. The reason I say that is that we are we're still missing quite a few minions, especially the tier 3 ones. Now, I was hoping to get most, if not all of them today. We know where all but one is. Because we don't know where the Taekwondo Master is. And I don't remember. I want to say he might be in here. But don't quote me on that. But, you know, something like that. So, but it looks like pretty much the only thing we're missing right now is they're missing a couple technicians, but mostly some military minions, which is a bit unfortunate. But we are getting that taken care of pretty quick here. Anything going on over here? Not too bad. We're about halfway through the mission, so hopefully that won't take us too much longer. I did forget we actually stole this last time. It's pretty neat. It's like stuff like that I do like to keep in the laboratory. It kind of makes it look like, you know, we're a legitimate lab when really we're we're researching evil stuff. Looks like Mariana Mamba actually did leave, so that's at least one thing. Oh crap. Kill him. Thank you. They always go for the Excalibur. Did you notice that? I think that's the second or third time that somebody's trying to steal Excalibur. But hey, it has been returned to us, so that is okay. You know what we should do is actually get some people out in the world to start stealing stuff. What I mean by that, I just need to send about that amount of guys out there. Although the problem is that they actually have the quantum physicist that we need, and they also have the Playboy that we need. We could go for like the Middle East, but they also have the diplomat over here. And I'm trying to think what other one would we want to get? Like, what other ones we need? We already got the marksman. 2 social ones are in the Middle East and the United States. And so it would be the science ones, which one's in South Africa, which is also... See how this is all kind of interconnected, and it's kind of sucks sometimes. Oh, we are about to get done with that mission. There we go. There's that one taken care of. I need 4 scientists for that one, but Mariana Mamba's there. We also need 4 spin doctors for that one, but I think we got a limit. The heat's not terrible there. I guess what we could, well, 1, 2, 3. Put them in hiding there. Actually, looks like she just left. So when they land, double check. Time's down, heat's down. Let's go ahead and do it real quick while she's not there. Technically, she should rotate down to Antarctica, then South America first before she comes back here. Kind of the idea, at least. We only have 2 left, and we're getting one of them now, so... Hopefully, we might... I think the goal for this stream... So there's a couple things I want to do. Number one, I want to get all the minions gathered up. So we almost have... We know where a lot of them are. We'll just have to go get them. The problem is just the heat on them is absolutely crazy. Because I think each one of them's 20 heat. So even with enough spin doctors and stuff like that, social minions, they're down to 10. And so that's a bit of a pain in the butt. But that's one of the ones I want to get done today. I'd also like to try to get to our second island today and start building our new base. But we will need some money, and that's why I started collecting some. Because really the only thing we're missing right now is... We have to get the last 2 doomsday devices, or doomsday plans here. Once we get those, we have to start collecting all of our loot. So all 3 of these. We got 1 in here... They're spread out quite a bit throughout the facility, mostly in the control room. We'll just put it that way. But once we gather all that up, we can then ship out. Hopefully, it won't be too long to get that going, but we will see. We are getting about $1,000. You know what? Since we already did the one thing for over here, let's just plop down. All of our guys. I left one over here. Let's just plop all of our guys down over here to go stealing, because worst comes to worst, we have a lot of heat there, but we also we don't have to go into those zones technically for a while. Although we did just lose a couple of people, lost some spin doctors, unfortunately. I don't know if that heat now, since it's up to 12 now, will we get that at the end of the mission, or do we go with the 10? I don't know. For how many times I've played this game, I really have never noticed that. And maybe that's just me not paying attention. But, you know. Oh well. Looks like a lot of our scientists are doing research, that's probably not a bad thing to do right now, just to try to get some more, like, some of the better stuff before we head to the second island. And so when we get to the second island, we don't have to try to build the old stuff and the new stuff. Like, when we build the barracks, we can just put these in and we don't have to worry about the old lockers. When we do our power room, hopefully we won't have to have the generator again, which I don't think we need anything more for the generator, but I left it there just in case. We can just throw up a bunch of nuclear reactors and be fine. How are we doing over here? We have 48 seconds left. And right now we're still able to... Ooh, actually we need 4 spin doctors. That's a bit of a pain. Technically we can just swipe a few from there and go for it. Gonna check around, make sure that there's nobody, like no groups of soldiers starting to invade the base or anything. Like these guys. There's only 4 of them, so it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. But however, I do want to get all of our guys up here. You know, when they do decide to barge in, which will be here in just a moment. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, cool. So now we can actually move to the next island. Which is nice. Let's also just go ahead and drop a couple guys off here. And we'll put them in hiding. But we do need to get the last 2 over here. And we'll hide these guys as well. Now we actually can do that mission. So once we're clear there, we'll head up and do that. Alright, where did Jubei get out here? We need your assistance. Oh, we have a ton of workers over there too. That actually was a lot easier than I expected. Happy days. Alright, cool. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. Well, at least for now. We got some people dropping in. Alright. That's infiltrator. Should be just a saboteur. That's a good one. So we'll have to worry about them in here a little bit, but not too concerned about them yet. Looks like that agent has cleared. Go ahead and start that mission. The agent has not cleared from there yet, though. But we are able now to move on to the next island. But technically, we can get the last one just so that we have all three options open. I don't remember which one is which, so it's probably not the worst idea to actually to make sure that we have all of them, just to be sure. So I'm about to walk into the base, isn't he? All right, well. Hopefully that means that more valets, stuff like that, will start running out there. It's kind of the hope, at least. Alright, we need to get Jubei. Where is he? There he is. Look how many people are just out there. It's pretty funny. It's like when all the military minions, or all the social minions start running up because they actually have something to do. Alright, those guys are dead. And that should pretty much keep him distracted until we not knock him out, but he loses complete focus, which is nice. We need to get him over here. Those are good saboteurs, so. Did lose somebody, but as to who, we lost somebody on the mission. Kind of makes sense. So what'll happen is once we get this mission done, I'll go ahead and pull all the spin doctors and the mercenaries off, and have them do something else. You know, I'll have them do the stealing. Do the stealing is what I said. Have them kind of join up with the rest of the people in Europe to start stealing more, because we're not quite at 300,000 yet, but I think that's what we need to get to, about 1 million. That's what they were recommending to get. And while we're waiting, we can also go out and look at more acts of infamy. I'd like to try to get to at least 250 today, maybe 280. I think we'd easily get that if we really kind of focused on it. I know we don't have to, but I'd like to try. Because I was looking through there, and looking through the schedule, and we technically still have 6 streams left before the new Evil Genius game comes out, I think. Maybe it was 5. I don't remember. It might have been 5, because the last week of March, because the game comes out on a Tuesday. Something like that. Either it comes out on a Tuesday and I don't stream till Wednesday, or it comes out on Thursday and I don't stream till Friday. It's something like that. So I think I think we have 5 left after today. Ooh, there's some soldiers out here. This good. Alright, we can live with that. We're not quite. We're almost done with this one, so once they clear that one. There we go. And we lost in the mercenary. Oh, that's great. Send all these guys over here. We're okay. We're over 14,000 now, so that is good. Let's send these guys over to here, and we'll do some plotting. So, oh yeah, we have 12 mercenaries out there. That kind of makes sense why we have so much money coming in. Ooh, crap. Yeah, we need to take care of these guys.
Another one for the trophy case.
So let's get him taken care of. And here's my idea, at least.
I need silk cut.
And hopefully, while 3 of them are distracted, Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Probably top top.
Alright. Oh, we can't get face normalcy yet. We need 165 more points. That's the one I really want because that is very useful. Especially for sneaking up on people like these burglars are trying to do. But yeah, looks like everything's pretty well going to plan. We should have, yep, should have all 9 now. So that is pretty nice. Let's see, what else do we want to, what else we need to do besides stealing money, of course. That's always a nice thing to do. We might want to try to, while we're waiting, we might just want to go start stealing some people. But who do we want first? I mean, we have a lot of heat there. We don't have a lot of heat in Patriot right now, relative. Workers, valets, and spin doctors. It wouldn't be bad. The heat's a little high in that region, so I'm like, I'm just kind of staying away from that right now. Do we want to go grab a quantum physicist? That wouldn't be hard to do. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. What was the last thing? A scientist. We'll probably need. We might only need 2 scientists on that one. Because we do have some technicians on there to help, you know. But we'll need some spin doctors, something like that. We'll send 2, and we'll send 2 from over here as well. That should help reduce that heat. There he is! Martial Artist Master. I only found that one. So now we can get our scientist out of there. And really what I could do is just plop a couple of guys over here. See if they actually pull over here first. Yes, they do. Cool. We'll do some plotting over there. It only dropped 1 because it's dropping 2 of them off over here. Don't do that, please. Now I need 2 more over there. Sometimes the game goes a little but, you know, it happens. So yeah, hopefully we find some more there, because we haven't really done much there at all. Really, it was just the research machine. That's the only thing we've really gotten there. So, maybe we can find some more acts of infamy there while we're waiting. But at the base, seems like everything's going pretty well okay. I don't see anything really too messed up at all. It looks like they got everybody there. Heat, though. We need to get 3. We'll take 3 guys over here. Did find another act of infamy. Alright, destabilizing the stock market. That sounds fun. Heat is still not going to go down. I'll just yank all 12 or all 3 of them off there and see if we can maybe get that a little bit lower, because I don't like having that much heat. Come on. Oh, 17 is the lowest we can go. So let's pull those 4 off. And then put those guys into hiding. We need to put these guys into hiding now. That's just great. Everybody goes into hiding. But we do have... Ooh, Samurai Sword Swindle. That sounds fun. Yeah, so that is the highest we can go there. So 17 is the lowest we should go. Or what we can go, I should say. So hiding there. Everybody's in hiding. Is that how that works? Yes, looks like it is. So we're good there. Oh, we got a technician trying to desert. Oh, Mariana Mamba at the front door. Not ideal. Oh, we got some more research we can do. Let's pay that. Let's go for some laser. And there we go. Go ahead and psychologically weaken her. Hopefully she won't do too much to the base. Some good anvil burglars. What we got here? Saber soldiers. So that's not ideal. What do we got down here? Got some anvil investigators. Those are the burglars that have been here for a little while now. Focus is slowly going down, but you know. Let's see how far it's gonna go. Oh, wow, it's actually hitting her smarts and her focus. I think it depends on who does it. Like, I think the spin doctors actually kind of focus more on the smarts than the attention, which kind of makes sense. It's quite a corridor down there. Everybody trying to pile in there, trying to do their duty and stop the super agent there for at least a little bit. Looks like we're ready to go here, so let's hit that. For some reason I put him in plotting, which is annoying, but you know, it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. Go back to stealing here. Oh, we lost 4 people already. Well, that's not ideal. But, ooh, that doesn't look great at all. Alright, here's what we're going to do. You, good sir, you are going to go out here. Ooh, there's some burglars out there already. Where's he at? Oh, he's still patrolling the base. We'll get these guys up here. Cool. We got the quantum physicist now. We get that. Ooh, that's not ideal, but all right. Get these guys over here to start cutting the heat down a little bit on our guys there. Those guys are all dead. Where is... Oh, Captain Blackheart did not do what I told him to do, but alright. Unless he's doing that now. Ooh, an arcade cabinet. I love that. So hopefully, we can get that taken care of here shortly. Hopefully, I'm a little concerned. That's a lot of troops to be there. There's Mariana Mamba. She's been taken care of so far. That's not terrible. I'm hoping that some of these infiltrators will try attacking the soldiers, and we don't have to worry about some of them here soon. But that's the idea, at least. Come on, guys, start fighting. I guess Saber and Patriot are kind of on the same team there. All right, let's have this guy run down here. For some reason, when I need these guys, these are like in the farthest points that they can be. Hoping I can trap a few of these soldiers in here. Well, we've caught 3 of them so far. That doesn't actually do anything to him. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess it kind of separates him a little bit, but still doesn't really help me out much. Kind of micromanage this a little bit, but you know.
Like the wind. Gojira.
Alright, where's the butcher at? There he is. Get rid of the soldiers first, guys, because those are going to be a bigger pain in your butt than the actual infiltrators, but we can't take those out later. Yeah, there we go. Taken care of. That was actually a lot easier than I expected. We're getting pretty good at this. We're getting good at being evil. That's pretty funny. Looks like we got a couple more missions. Oh, they're still in hiding. That's why I'm not getting anything new. That makes sense. We can go ahead and start taking care of that now. We're not quite at 400 grand, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We need to go interrogate that one guy. We get our first quantum physicist. So there we go. So once he actually gets, you know, interrogating things like that, we'll actually be able to start producing more of them right away. Well, I mean, once it gets down there, of course, but it won't be that long. So, yeah, I think things are going pretty okay smooth. It's not like nothing too jerky yet. I really want to see if I can find something in the Eastern Bloc. So let's see if we can maybe find, because we haven't done anything here. And I figured by now we could actually find something. I don't know. We also need to look here in South America. There's one called the Aztec Gold we do need to get, because we can get quite a few good things from there. I do remember that. We got the investigators in here. Please get rid of them. And there's one more investigator. We'll get rid of him. Also probably need to turn that back up to 2, so that we just let anybody willy-nilly walking through here. We did set those guys to plotting, so that's good. I don't remember when we see our next super agent. So there's 5 in total. I think the next one should be the hammer one, which is like it's a. I remember she's got blue hair. I do remember that. I remember how to defeat her, but yeah, it's I don't remember exactly how we have to do it. So I do have some other goals. I did want to kind of share a couple things that what I want to do before we wrap up Evil Genius 1. We move to Evil Genius 2. I do want to get to 500. I'd like to try to defeat all 5 super agents and try to get every optional objective done. Now, if we're going to be able to do that, maybe. But that one I haven't done all of them before, so like having a perfect run through might be kind of fun. What else was there? Oh. In defeating all the super agents, you actually cannot defeat the last one, which is John Steele. You can't actually defeat him, technically. What you actually have to do is you actually have to strap him to the rocket that you send your Doomsday device on, and that's how you defeat him, which also ends the game. But you can kind of get the idea that, yeah, we could probably do that. So where's our quantum physicist at? But he's already over here waiting. He's already training people. So there we go. So what do we want to go after next? Do we want to try to get another our first social minion? Wouldn't probably be the worst idea. Go after a diplomat. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Let the heat cool down a patriot just a little bit so we can steal the other social minion. What was the other one we could do? Trying to remember, or what else would you want? Because the other one we could get down here is down here, and that's the biochemist, which would kind of make sense if we did this one first, then go to Patriot, then here, and the only one would be missing is actually over here, so we can get this one at any time, and then we can start doing some acts of infamy through here. That while we wait on some cash to be stolen. It's not a bad idea at all. We can also get these Uber loots still. There's still 2 of them out there: the $1 Million Bill and the Mummy Sarcophagus. That'll give us 10 notoriety for getting both of them. But let's go ahead and send those guys out there. We'll need probably 4 of those guys. I'll send 4 scientists. That should pretty well cover everything. Get it down to about a 240 completion time. If I did my math right there, of course. And yeah, I think that'll be probably the best way to do things here. So you can watch these guys get executed. That was... So yeah, this is not too bad so far. We already lost somebody. Not ideal. We need to probably hide these people. Probably need to hide the guys over here as well. Don't think I have any other agents out there anywhere, so I think we're okay. At least not yet, I should say. We do have people going out in the world, so we'll just have to be a little careful where they're going. Where do we... Oh, we're going to drop off here. I'm sorry, it's right here we're actually going to. We might be cutting a little close with where Mariana Mamba is. I'm pretty sure her route is North Africa, Middle East, Antarctica, then South America. It kind of makes sense that way, too. So we just got to be careful that she's not either in North Africa or in the Middle East when we start that, because that would be terrible. We already have 2 quantum physicists, so that's actually pretty good, and they're still both in the training lab, so not too bad at all. We have a stream of people running, just waiting to get on the chopper. But I don't know. I don't think we're doing enough here out in the world. It seems like we're kind of quiet, and that seems like not a great idea. What can we do over here? Ooh, that's I mean, actually not terrible, but something like that probably wouldn't be a bad one to do. Because we have no heat over here, so why not? We need valets though. We don't have enough. Yeah, actually, right here is actually not terrible. We could send. We only have 8 technicians, but we could send all 8 of them out because we have extra science minions. That wouldn't be bad either to try to do, and that gives us 5 notoriety. This gets us 10. So let's send our guys out there. Hopefully these guys will be in North Africa here soon. Or the Middle East, I should say, here soon. That guy's still going there. They should take off here shortly and be gone. Looks like they are. Cool. Have these guys go back to stealing. Have these guys go back to plotting. And let's see what this is. We cut the heat in half and cut the time in half, so we're all good there. Got defense, yeah, and our required stuff, so let's go. Then we'll go do some more Acts of Infamy in Japan while we wait. This is going to run our base a little thin on people, but I think we'll be okay. You know, nothing too crazy. So this Eastern Bloc is still giving me fits. I might just have not enough scientists out there to actually look. I might just have to go throw like 6 of them out there and see what happens. We want to do some plotting down here, though, because of the fact that, number one, I didn't notice that Mariana Mambo. I thought she was still over here. This might be cutting it a little close with that mission, but alright. But I do want to try to find the Aztec gold here. That's a very... Oh, crap. Well, do I abort now? I don't have the valets, but I could lose every minion there. You know what? I'm going to continue on. Hopefully she only takes all but one of them out, and then that last one can finish the mission. We only have 1:19 left, but with a super agent there, it becomes very difficult. But hey, if we can get it done while there's a super agent there, you know, that's just kind of like, hey, we just slap you right in the face. You know, your best agent was there, and they couldn't stop us still. Kind of the idea. It's not bad. We lost 2 people there, which actually is not as bad as I thought it would be. Alright, as soon as the heat cools down and Patriot, we bump it right back up with all those people. You know what? I'm going without guards on that one, just to see what happens. I'll see why it wouldn't work, because it's only a risk 1. So let's just give it a try. But our guys... Ooh, look at that. Ooh, we lost 5 there. Still a lot of guys there. So I think we're going to be okay. Well, the butcher's right there too. So when those guys walk in, we should be ready for them. Oh, we destabilized the stock market before we got this one done. Oh, we're gonna get those scientists over here. All right, actually, that was not too bad to get for what we did. You know, Jubei, can you actually not just stay back there? Oh, he's also knocked out. Awesome. Right as we're walking the diplomat in, they're gonna like, hey, can you not please? Thank you. We have 12 guys out there stealing right now. That's a lot of people. Actually, Colonel Blackheart, can you actually come back in here and start killing these people, please? If not, we're gonna lose. We've killed another one. If I think we've killed one more, maybe we'll have an advantage, or they'll start wanting to leave. Colonel Blackheart, get up here. Like, run up there. There you go. Now tank for these guys, or tank for the guard, which he's already dead. So, all right. Come on, they should be leaving here soon, hopefully. All right, we got one more guy left. Hopefully that'll won't take us too long to get that guy dead. And there he is. Cool. Averted that one. So somebody's already capturing that guy. Ooh, that's not good either. That's all. They're just poor smash. They're poor soldiers. So I'm not that concerned with it. That's the guard. So nothing really new there. You know, if we're crashing the Tokyo stock market, you would think we get more heat for that. That's something I would imagine in a movie you would see. It's like, you know, you got an evil genius sitting at his desk, and it's like, we just crashed one of the biggest global stock markets, and we only got on like one front page news. What's going on? I mean, that's ideal, you know. Man, there's a lot of people dropping in now. How's our people doing? Colonel Blackheart could be better. Jubei's at full capacity, so I'm not too concerned about that. A lot of agents walking around. Don't really like the look of the island right now, but it's not like it's all terrible, though. A lot of it's the soldiers, and we can take care of them, no problem. The investigators are now here, so let's go get rid of them. Let's also get the diplomat trainer out here. We'll do something like there. So we can start training more diplomats once we get them trained up. There we go. Alright, so those guys are actually walking around the island, so we got a little while for it to really deal with those guys. What we got here? They're pathetic. I know the white ones are the worst ones, because those are the high-end guys. Ooh, Mariana Mamba has found our scientist in South America. Not ideal, to be honest with you. We might have to get another thing for the quantum physicist, because this does take a little bit, and I'm a little concerned with how slow this is going. Usually, I have 2 for everything. Like the diplomat trainer wouldn't be too hard to do. The quantum physicist is tiny. We're just kind of comes down to money. Do I really want to spend the money here, or do I wait and try to get it at the new place? You know, if these agents would stop popping up, we can actually get a lot more done. I know it's a joke. I'm well aware. It's part of the game. There we go. The pretty much right now, if you wanted to become anything in the science field, they can almost fast track you to quantum physicist. Because we need 2 more of those guys. We'll essentially only 1 more. We need 5 more scientists. And we still need, well, we're going to need more technicians than 3, but there we go. We've got our diplomat. Now, the diplomat I know is rather useful just because of the fact that, oh, hold on, this is right here. Yep, there it is. Yep, they stole the Ark of the Covenant. How they stole it with 1 person, don't know. It took me 8 guards. I'm gonna point that out there. Not ideal. Ooh, the soldiers decided to pop up. I love how these guys are using like modern, like M16s and stuff like that. Colonel Blackheart's using a a black powder musket, like a, what do they call them? A blunderbuss. That's what I'm thinking of. It's pretty funny. At least I think it is. Butcher, can you go take care of her? Same with her. Him. Nope, yeah, that was not long at all. Cool. Agents are gone. So we go back to stealing here. We got more people here. We go back to plotting. It's not too bad at all. So trying to find that Aztec gold. Can't find any yet. So hopefully we'll be able to find that relatively here soon. We do have a lot of body bags laying around. Do we want to build just a small freezer room down here? I mean, is it really worth it? Is kind of the thing. I know I have in the past built one here before. See what would happen if I built one here. It'd have to be like, ooh, that won't work. Essentially, we got that, but it would be like that, and I don't think you could put anything in there, so that ain't gonna work. I don't know. We might just have to wait it out, and then when we get to the next island, build a halfway decent freezer. Well, I also know that we do need quite a bit of freezer room for when we do ore collecting. Anybody else remembers ore collecting? That was that was like 3 streams last time. So yeah, it was not ideal to be sure. Still only have 1 diplomat though, which I would hopefully they'll start training them here soon. Where is our diplomat at? I kind of want to see him. Don't see him anywhere around here. Let's go ahead and cancel this. There he is. And I know we're going to need quite a few of them later, just because I do know that a couple missions need like 3 or 4 diplomats to it. So that's when we're we're actually like getting into different into different governments. I know one of them you have to, like, one of them becomes a senator, one becomes like part of the UN, part of them becomes part of the oh shoot, what's the governing body of Europe? It is the European Union. Like, they infiltrate that. It's interesting, to be sure. You know, I just thought of something, and maybe this is kind of just me thinking this, because this game could almost be like an overlapping of like something like think about it like this though. What if this game, instead of doing spies, which is a very good, I love that concept, what if they did superheroes? And so you were actually playing as a super villain. You built your base up, which really just almost a reskin of the game, and you've tried to take over the world that way. That actually would be a really fun one. And I know technically the next one, I think they actually can make super soldiers, which is pretty cool. So I'm just saying, if Rebellion's watching, to have a superhero DLC that kind of changes the campaign of the game, That instead of having the super agents, you have superheroes, and then they kind of can gang up, and you can have a end game style showdown. That would be actually kind of fun. Because I remember there's a game that I've wanted to try. It's like Dungeons and Dragons. So I've never played that, but I'd love to play that. Just get a group together. But there is a game, and I don't remember what the game's called. I can probably go look it up and find it. But it was very similar to Dungeons and Dragons, but instead of being barbarians or that, you were actually a superhero or a spy. They actually combined the two, which is kind of where I got the idea from. And instead of taking down dungeon masters, you were actually taking down, evil villains, and then you got to bigger and bigger ones. And each one of them had like superpowers. My dad was telling me about this. He used to play this quite a bit. Each one of them had superpowers, except for one. One was a James Bond-esque character that they played as, and so. Yeah, they would, and they had campaigns that would, you would have to go to stop an evil villain. Like one of them, one of the villains actually had like a nuclear bomb. They couldn't defuse in time, so they actually had to sacrifice one person to delay it. I remember, it was like stuff like that. So I think that would be a fun game to have something like this in. And I don't know why you couldn't use Evil Genius as a good starting point for it. Alright, so we got some guys in the base. We're going to get rid of them guys. We do have diplomat training going on. Yeah, we do. Well, he's working on it, so that Spin Doctor's going to become our new diplomat. Got some investigators down there. I always like how the diplomats are. The diplomat training. Essentially, the diplomat's controlling a bunch of robots, and they're just shaking hands the entire time. Doing different handshakes, I should say. I always do like this one. So that is pretty funny. Oop, come on. And the diplomat just passed out. Yikes. So let's do this. We'll reduce them down to 1. And then we won't send him out or anything. And so we'll let him recuperate for a little bit. And then once we're back ready, we can start training more of them. That is kind of an issue I do face quite a bit with stuff like this, is that it does kill your progress when you only have one and he keeps passing out. So 1, 2, 3, 4 workers, 3 valets. I put 4 valets and a spin doctor. We'll spend 3 out there just to help. Yeah, we actually probably should send more than that. We'll send 4. And we'll get rid of 2 guys over here, and we'll send 4 from the island. And that'll give us 6 guys over there to help defend. This is a risk 2 mission. We also need to get this one done. That'd be kind of nice. That'll get us up to. That'll give us 5 notoriety. But I'll get us our other social minion. So we'll have this one. So we'll have these 3. So we'll need to get the martial artist master there, and we'll need to get the biochemist here, which I don't think it would take us too much longer. I think by the time we have our $1 million, we should have all of our minions too. Now, whether we'll have all of our people trained and everything, that's going to be kind of yet to be seen here. It kind of, I guess, depends, I guess. I'm actually kind of surprised. We haven't done much. Well, I guess I'd say we haven't done really much research, but really what it is that we haven't had a lot of our science minions free because we're all doing that training. So not ideal to be sure. Same with the marksman. We only have 5. Well, actually, they had a guy popped out here ready to start training. But I think 5 marksmen should be okay. Essentially, they said 5 of each of these would be pretty much all you need. But the rest of these, it's kind of on your own. They actually only recommend having 10 construction workers. But, we lost some people. That's not ideal. Hiding. I've got guys out here. Hide. And I've got guys over here to hide. But you gotta remember, when we start building our new base, we're gonna need a lot of construction workers. And I think since we already have them here, it would be a lot, easier than that, so we can actually get people, or get the base, up and going faster. Because that's probably how I would think about it, but, Ooh, I don't know why I'm so tired. I guess I do that every stream though. It's like, oh, I'm tired. It's like, no, I'm not really tired. I'm just yawning. Anyways, helicopter. Where are they at? I figured they would be. They might already be out in the world. So let's check here. Looks like they are, and they are ready to go. I don't see anybody. Heat's down. Time's down. No agents or anything. It doesn't look like it. So, we'll get that mission going here. The agents are still there. Agents are still here. I think the agents just left there, but Mariana Mamba is still there, so we'll go ahead and do some plotting there. Really want to see if we can find some stuff here. We might need some of the harder, or the bigger scientists over there. We also need to grab that. I usually grab that pretty early on in the game. I don't know why I've left it so late, but, it happens. We also need to do this one. That wouldn't be a bad one to try. As you guys get back to stealing here. We're about halfway. Not quite halfway, but we're getting close to halfway there. Everybody's out replenishing their stats. I'm looking for the diplomat to see how his stats are, so we can start training more of them. Yeah. They're not ideal, but they're not terrible. Let's have them start training more people right now. And we'll kill those people. Most of our military's there, so it kind of makes sense. Oh, we lost a... Crap, we lost a sniper. Or not a sniper, a marksman. That's not ideal. Also, I've noticed we haven't got a lot in the way of pharmacy upgrades. Usually we have a couple of them. Well, that's not good. Probably something in here. Yep. Pretty simple on that one. And we're done. Cool. What do we got here? Technicians and scientists. Crap. Oh, I just saved that in the nick of time. He almost went off. So essentially, if the helicopter goes off the screen, that means they're going to go back to the island. I've been trying to keep these guys here just so we can keep the heat down, things like that, and keep our money flow going up. But what I should do is, how are we doing over here? We got plenty. Oh, Jet Chan is there right now. However, if we split our guys up, we're seeing the... I can't tell if he's there or here. That kind of bugs me. But if we take some more guys off here, kind of split up our forces a little bit, hopefully they won't be able to be taken down. Well, essentially they'll... oh, shoot, what was I going to say? I don't remember. Oh crap, we got people getting attacked over here. What was I gonna say? Oh crap. By the way, Jet Chan was there, so we need to hide them.
Sayonara.
Didn't know he was, but it kind of makes sense though. So he's not there anymore, so we can go back to stealing there. But hopefully we won't get as much heat in here anymore. I mean, it's starting to come down quite a bit already. So that shouldn't be too terrible. Alright, we need to get... Nope, nope. I'm going to capture him. Crap. I knew that wasn't going to take much, but I'm like, ooh, hit the wrong button. No one saw that. No one sues. Put him back into jail there. Still nothing here. I know technically I don't have enough people, probably people there, but that's fair, I guess. And come to think about it, we might be out of research things to do here. I could be totally wrong about that. However, you know, because I don't see, because a lot of them have free time, stuff like that. So I don't see them doing like so there is one or two people trying to do some research. Excuse me, I guess something, it seems like I got something stuck in my throat, but I'm okay. I just I don't know. No more agents out here, at least. That's usually a good thing. Don't really want to go there right this second. We're inching our way up to 250, and we're getting close. You know, we just broke 600,000, so not excuse me, not terrible so far. Where can I go maybe to try to find? You know what? We don't go to Antarctica quite a bit, so why don't we run down there and see if we can find some acts of infamy. If not, you know, it's not like it's the worst thing in the world, but, you know, at least try to find them, you know, we'll see. There we go, so we got the Playboy now. We need to get the Playboy training equipment out here. That won't fit there, dang it. If I turn that sideways, though, it would. We'll keep it right there, and then well, maybe. So Jet Chan is now on the island. I can hear each one of them has special music that they play. No, that's an anvil sign. He's up here, maybe? Yeah, there he is. Any agents out here? I only say Mariana, so not too terrible. Well, if they really have much, they haven't really found much down in Antarctica, so didn't expect that. I did expect that. I didn't expect them to find much. Is what I meant to say. But let's get some more Playboys being trained there. I am kind of curious did the minions stay the same? I know there's a couple new ones, and I don't know what they replaced or anything. I know they still like have guards and like henchmen, or not henchmen, but like marksmen, I think it is. There's some scientists still. So I'm kind of curious about how that all works. Keep people passing out over here, which is not ideal. Let's be honest with you. So let's just go ahead. I'm gonna run it. Oh, see, that guy's almost a diplomat though, so maybe he's actually training some other people right now. Maybe we can hold on and just try to push through. That would be the goal, at least. But we're getting close to having everybody here, so I am okay with that. Put those guys into hiding. We probably need to put these guys into hiding and these guys into hiding. Do we want to go after the biochemist? I think I think we're ready for it. We're gonna get 3 technicians. Scientists, we'll actually send 3 scientists, and we'll send 3 spin doctors. No, that's going to suck our pool dry of who we can actually send out into the world, but I'm actually going to just recombine the team here. We'll get 10 over there. That won't be nearly as much heat, but let's see here. That gets me. That saves 2 spin doctors from leaving here. That means we can try to train these guys up as fast as we can. And then really what we could do, once we get either maybe like 2 or 3 diplomats or playboys or whatever, we can start sending those guys out into the world and see what we can do from there. Just because of the fact that only having one of them out there might be even better than having all those spin doctors. But we shall see. And so essentially what I'd like to do, once we hit $1 million, or I'll leave my guys out stealing still, but I want to keep training all these people up so we have a full assortment of minions, and then we can go to our next island. I think that's probably the best idea in the world, or the best idea I have right now. Just because of the fact that if not, we might be in a little bit of trouble when we get to the new island. Why does it say we're actually stealing money from here when we're actually not stealing of it? Because they're incapable of stealing. I don't know why. Put them in hiding for now. Go back to steal there. Oh. Ooh, okay, that's Jet Chan at the door. Alright, not ideal, to be honest with you. What concerns me, though, is that since we have him on psychological weakened, I bet you if they heard it, both our diplomat and our playboy will run over there to, take care of Jet Chan, which is not ideal, to be honest with you. But hopefully they just didn't hear it. That's kind of the goal. And let's get our guys up here, maybe right there. Because there is people walking in behind Jet Chan, which is not ideal. Not ideal, I should say. But looks like he ran out with one of the workers. So that's not terrible. Let's see, Jubei's coming out, so we'll take care of these people pretty quick. There we go. Yeah, like nothing ever happened. Looks like one of our spin doctors died by the hands of Jet Li. So not ideal. Go ahead and kill those guys too. Alright, I think, yes, he can. He can learn the facade of normality. And now, these guys need to run. Because Jet Li is at the door, and I don't want them to die. Jubei, if you just want to walk over here, that'd be great. Thank you. Oh, great, he's attacking again. Can we, like... Oh, crap. Jubei, get out of there. So I don't think... Alright, we're about to kill him. Which I really didn't want to do, but... Unfortunately... That's what I was afraid of. Where's the butcher at? He's over here. We finally killed him. Well, that's nice. But unfortunately, Jubei did lose a life. That was what's kind of sucks. So if he loses 2 more, he is out of the game, which would absolutely suck. He's one of the better ones we have. Can we just get him out of the base, please? Alright, looks like our guys are down here now, so we can go ahead and take care of that mission. Let's get our scientist out in Antarctica. Always send him to the Midlands, U.S. Or, I'm sorry, the East Coast. We haven't really done much over here because usually we're stealing stuff or looking for something like either one of the quantum physicists or that guy, the Playboy. We haven't really done much over here, or we've done a little more in the Midwest. The West Coast we actually have about half done already, so it's not terrible. Got more people trying to come in. Those are those infiltrators that we really don't want to have, but alright. Okay. And it looks like we're going to go take care of those guys here momentarily. These guys are doing not great because I didn't send any guards with them. That's not ideal. Hopefully they will survive. They know that they knew what they were signing up for, so hopefully they'll persevere and get that one done. Are they both here now? I'm pretty sure that's Mariana Mamba's theme song. Yep, there she is. Psychologically weaken her. Hopefully that'll take care of them. We're still doing okay down here. We're not out of the woods yet, but could be a lot worse. Not getting enough information there, or not enough information. I was not getting any more acts of infamy in some places. It kind of drives me crazy a little bit. We got 20 seconds left. Alright, looks like we got a couple people coming into the base here. Hey, we got the bio, well, actually, I don't remember what they're actually called. That's not ideal. Send one of our scientists up there to help those guys out. While we're waiting on that, let's go also, before I forget, let's also get the biochemical training platform here. Put it right there. That'll give us, it should give us enough. 2, 3, 4, 5, there we go. Anything else going on out here? We got some people that showed up, but let's not have that. I see the diplomat was... Oh, we got 2 diplomats, though. So that is a little bit better. I don't know why the diplomat just keeps pulling out a briefcase, but alright. Ah, that's why. He's psychologically... Oh, it's a bribe. Oh. And her loyalty goes down. Oh, that's new. But alright, that's interesting. So I wonder what the Playboy does. Maybe attention then? I think it's got to be something like that. But yeah, I didn't know that each one of the social minions actually did a different form of like attention, or a different form of weakening. Because the valet does the attention, the spin doctor does smarts, the diplomat does loyalty. What was the other one that they have? Hold on, let me look here. Maybe strength for the Playboy. The only reason I say that is like they can just get them drunk, essentially. Because if you watch the Playboy training, they do drink quite a bit, so it makes some sense. I don't know, to be honest with you. I've played this. It's weird. I've played this game so much, and yet there's some things I actually don't know. Quite a bit of stuff that I still don't know about. But hey, you know, it happens. But I think I know why we're not doing too much research. Number one, we built this extra thing here, but we never actually built the centrifuge, which would help us quite a bit. Could we... It's 50 grand though. But we do want to get some research done here. So let's get that going. I know it's going to push our base building back just a little bit. But hopefully we can get some research done in the meantime. That's kind of the trade-off I'm hoping to get out of that. Let's move these guys over here. Anything really going on here? It's been kind of quiet. Which I really don't like, but, you know, happens. We also need to interrogate the biochemist before we forget. And see here, we are getting a few more people in here. So once you get the second one usually is when you're okay after that. Not because if one dies, you know, there's one take its place. That guy just died though. I don't know how that happened, but all right. He's lost the will to live, and he just fell over dead. But essentially, what happens is once you get all 5 guys going here. Or once you get 2 guys here, if one passes out, the next one will start training the guy, so he can be like right here. Guy passes out, and he'll just take him to the next place. So it does help a little bit, at least how I see it. It works that way. So we're about to have our 4th diplomat anyways, so not too bad at all. Hopefully we can get our guys back to stealing, and we're already plotting over here, so that's about normal. Our centrifuge is not quite in there yet. It should be here soon, though. Although I don't see anybody really getting anything, but alright. Hey, Biochemist is now available. Any more new acts of infamy out here? Not really. A little surprised. Unless they need more advanced minions, and because we are now just getting the advanced minions, we can't do them. But I didn't think that was a requirement, but maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe we don't have enough notoriety to do the missions yet, and we have, because there's tons of acts of infamy we could do out here. I say tons, but there's enough out here. We could probably get up to about 250. And there's 15. There's 20, 30, 40. Yeah, I mean, there's 40 right there. We've pretty much just covered half the one. There's 50. So yeah, and that's pretty much just in this area we could get 50, and then that does include. There's one down here. I think there's one here. There's one over here. Yeah, there's one over there. There's one in Alaska. I do remember. But maybe once we get the centrifuge in, what in the world? Why is there a bed just smoking? All right. Well, somebody set a bed on fire. All right. Aha, there's one in Alaska. Out clubbing. I remember this is the one I was thinking of. So essentially, it's a they're doing a protest, like a Greenpeace kind of protest, but this is for I guess PETA kind of thing. That it's gonna be a lot of media covering things like that. So essentially, what you do is you send your minions out into the background and you start clubbing baby seals, which is not like that's a pretty gruesome thing, but we're also evil. Kind of makes sense. That's why they do like out clubbing is a great name for that one. Looks like we finally got the centrifuge in, so I don't think we were I thought we might unlock a few while we're in there, but because the fact that we didn't have the centrifuge now, all the scientists that could think of things for the centrifuge maybe will pop in there now. I don't know that for a fact, but we shall see. You know what? Let's go ahead and bring our scientists back. Just because I do want to... I think we have enough axemen. We can get to our 250 where we want to be at. And at least for right now. Good infiltrator there. There's a investigator. How well he is, I don't know. There's 4 soldiers. It's not terrible. I've seen a lot more. It's really the only one we need to take now is this guy. We only need 8 guards, which we have 9 right now. So, we need to maybe wait a little bit. Well, not really. We only have 10 guards total. So, and these guys are about to enter the base. Oh, and they're already attacking. We might be able to take care of them before one of our henchmen goes out. Well, they won't die; those get knocked out. But yeah, there we go. Pretty simple on that front. These guys we need to get rid of. Same with this guy. There we go. Nothing really to worry us too much about. But I think it's time. We need to go get this guy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4. We'll send 2 diplomats out, and we'll send 2 quantum physicists out. That should, no matter what, take care of what we need to do. So I'm kind of excited to see how that's all going to work. I'm going to guess probably the centrifuge. Gotcha. I know that guy, the man frozen like that, is pretty important and pretty important in what we do. Which also, if you saw that one actually gets us another piece of science equipment. So that's gonna be interesting. I think that's what we might have been slowing down on, is we didn't have the actual lab equipment. I can be a bit of an idiot. It's pretty bad. The exceptional infiltrator got taken out by 2 construction workers. I'm just going to point that out there. But yeah, I think sending the smaller teams out there than like a huge force like that. Number one, it should cut down on the heat. So let's put these guys into hiding. And we'll also make sure these guys are hiding once they get there, because Jet Chan is still there. But yeah, so far so good. I think we're doing okay. We'll need to start. We're still training some people. We almost have all the playboards are done. We need one more diplomat, which shouldn't take too long. The biochemist we just got, and once we get the martial artist, might take us a little bit. We might have to move a few things around, which I don't know why. Can't move this to. What's a square? Why can't I move it there? It's gonna give me a warning. But that's no big deal. Because it will be accessible once that thing is moved. So. And then I think we can put the... It's a dojo, I do know that. I think we can put that either right there, or if we can move that somewhere else and put the dojo there. I think that'll be a good enough training space for right now. At least until we move to our next island. Alright, so what do we got here? So the heat's down, look at that. Heat's down, time's down, we didn't bring half the people we needed to. Let's try this. I just want to kind of see, if we take a diplomat away, what happens? Does the heat still stay down at 1 or 17, or does it go back up? No, it does go back up, so we need at least 2 there. I guess it's probably the same with the quantum physicist. Yes. Okay, hit that and go there. He cut over a minute down. It was at 3:44. Oh, hold on, what we got? Ooh, there it is. Kind of an X-ray machine. Probably won't put it up here, but that'll be something actually very useful for later. Also need to get the infirmary chair. That's something we need later on. They might be doing their final test on the this one, so we'll see about that here shortly. Hopefully Jet Chan is coming in and just ruin that party. That would absolutely suck. We go back to stealing here, guys. We're almost at our goal. We're almost at 3/4 of our goal. We're only about 100 grand short. We lose 2 guys already. Not ideal, but could be worse. Let's see which one we got bypassed out. This one. Why is all of our marksmen just falling over dead? Anyone else notice that? Or just minions are falling over dead. I have no idea why. Well, I guess they don't have enough health. Maybe. I mean, the pharmacy is not the best that we have. We probably could use a second booth, but I really don't want to put a second booth if we're getting close to leaving. We're not quite ready yet, but you know. Oh, there it is. We got the biotanks now, which we do need later for one of the super agents. The Patriot one. I do know we need that. That's part of the way we have to defeat him. So that's fun. We did lose a diplomat though, so that's one thing though. You send these guys out, it's like, ooh, I lost a diplomat. It's going to take a while to get all that trained back up. And we lost both diplomats. Not ideal. But what is ideal is I can send these guys over here. Why don't we try this and send 2 of those guys out there just to help with the heat. Don't know if that's going to work or not, but you know what? I'm going to give it a try. Yeah, so it is a 3x3, so we're going to move that right there. Well, once we get that moved, then we can put the dojo here. I think that'll be good enough for right now. Don't have him quite available yet. Waiting for the guy to be captured, to be brought in. There he is. What do we got? Ooh, hold on. Oh, those are just poor soldiers. That's okay. That should be the last thing we need the generator for. I don't remember which one that is, so fair enough. So Mariana Mamba is back at our island somewhere. Oh, we got more research being had here. That was just a trap though, but I think I know what trap that is. That's kind of a neat one. Maybe. What concerns me, though, is that I heard the super agent thing go off, and I've yet to see a super agent. Oh, some of our guards that are coming back are actually taking care of the soldiers outside. Yeah, I really don't see that super agent anywhere. That concerns me a lot. Oh, there she is. Hold on. You know what? Pull all of our guys out of here. Because I didn't realize Mariana Mamba was following the soldiers in. Like, I knew that they were going. I just didn't know exactly where. We could probably get rid of that guy. Hopefully that we can take care of her without really doing much harm to our base. Seems like the heat's gone down quite a bit, so that is at least good. It's like we should still be able to at least be able to take care of Mariana Mamba for right now, and to at least get her out of the base. I mean, I don't think. Oh, look at that little diplomat, bringing in some money. But that cut her loyalty, but it goes right back up, so that kind of sucks. Alright, whatever. Although I think what would be a little bit of, a little hard, but if one person took a photo of her taking a bribe, yeah, that might actually ruin the reputation, maybe the loyalty a little bit. There we go. So she is taken care of for now. I do want to put a permanent end to them, but eventually. Let's see here. We're getting closer. We've got $14,000 coming in every minute. That is pretty good. We're almost at $750,000. So I think what we really need to do now, focus on our training and focus on just trying to get as many minions as we can and get ready to start moving. Now, I'm hoping to at least start the new base this episode. We got about an hour left of the stream, so I mean, fair enough. It'll be okay at least for what we do, but you know, we'll see how that goes. There we go. You know what? Before I forget, let me save the game because we had some issues with that stream playthrough. Save it. Yes. That should go. Hopefully, it'll go right to the top then. It did not. Well, that kind of sucks, but alright. Get back to the game here. Got an agent out here. Let's go ahead and hit the hide button. This is one thing I do kind of wish Oh, we got something new. There we go. It does knock the heat off quite a bit, so we can continue stealing then. Ooh, the sky's power generator. I mean, we'll leave it up for now, just because we're about to leave anyways, so it's not like it's really causing us much grief. But we got the nuclear power generator before we got those. Essentially, the only thing that would really do is that if we're having issues with agents, it would cut the heat that we would get from... Oh, hold on. Oh, they're only pathetic, so... Oh, there he is. Got some research we can do. I should have known it would have been on the centrifuge, but you know. There we go. Didn't think it would take that long to get rid of these guys, but alright. You know what? I think I'm going to cut this down. I know it's going to maybe slow down our training a little bit, but I prefer to save the cash for right now. Just continue to keep stealing as much as we can. And they're not going to leave, so not too concerned about that. That's poor, so I'm not really too concerned about those guys. We actually did break 100 minions though, so that is pretty nice. You know, we never interrogated this guy. Need to do that. And then we need the dojo down here. And then we need to get this up to 5. Oop. We finally hit our limit. We were so close. But hey, you know, once we get to the new island, I don't think we'll have that many or that much of an issue with it, unless I can do something like that. Which, that's why I couldn't. I mean, it's only $4 grand. I know, trying to save money, but I think getting all this stuff is kind of necessary. We can actually get all 5 of our units that we want out. I think we should be fine. Because there's some people out there, and there's nothing wrong with this. I should put it out that way. There's mods you can actually play with that'll let you have pretty much, not quite unlimited. I think it gives you up to 500 minions. I'm like, why would you ever need that many? I don't understand that part. Like, I think I beat the game last time. I think I had like maybe 200, or I had the max, it was like 150. Like, I don't see why you need anything more than that, but maybe that's just me. No agents or anything, so that's good. There's our martial artist. So they will start training here, hopefully here shortly, once we get our dojo installed. Should be right there at least. And then once we get that storage my brain is just going to mush right now. Once we get the storage locker in here, I think we should be able to have all the minions we want. And then at that point, we won't have to worry about, you know, well, every once in a while, my brain starts tripping over itself. I don't know if it happens to anybody else, but especially if I have an idea and I know what I want to say, but I wanted to get it out, and I just kind of trip over my words. That's what happens to me a lot. But you know, it's you know, it's kind of a little frustrating. It's like, you know what you want to say, but you know. But I think we can focus on the training right now. We can try to, you know, because we're right at 3/4. I mean, the next drop will get us over to 750,000. And then at that point, we will hopefully have to worry about too much else until we move to our next island. So let me see here. Yep, so we're at 117 now. So we should be able to train what we want to now. So pretty happy about that. And I think 15 construction workers will be decent enough. So you just got to remember the valets, once we actually build the rooms, the valets can also help with collecting things. So I'm not too concerned about that. Any agents over here? I know I saw a couple. I think they're just the 2 super agents. So I'm not too worried about that. So I'm seeing what else we get research-wise. I'm kind of curious. Santa's chimney trap. That's a good one. I might set up a few traps once we get to the new island. I know they can be kind of useful, but actually how to trigger and set them up and things like that, I have a little bit of an issue with sometimes. So we'll figure it out. Because right now, I know there's some people are like, oh, we can actually get rid of stuff. If we destroy our laboratory, we also have to destroy the cloning. I think we can't take the cloning machine with us. So if we just get rid of all this, we might be getting close to having enough money to move. Because I think hold on, let me look at the guide here. I have a guide that I've been kind of reading through as things go along. The cloning machine must be demolished. You can't take it with you. I don't have the monkey cage, so it doesn't really matter on that end. So, I also realized that I didn't have this up on my phone to check if it actually was going all right, which I think it is. So it's not like it's a huge deal. I don't have it up on my phone. I'll go ahead and throw it up here just so I can have it just in case. There we go. So we've got this. So yeah, we're already over $1 million. There we go. Cloning machine can go. And I need to move this stuff out of here. Because you actually start demolishing. You actually demolish entire rooms. You know what? We can start putting stuff up here in the control room area. Just so that we can keep it for later. Alrighty, and the last one there. And once we get all that moved out here, I mean, we can also get rid of this, just so that we don't have to, because we're not using it, and we're about to start leaving anyway. So let's actually pull all of our guys back, so we don't have nearly as much heat on us. There we go. Now we can demolish the laboratory. And some people might think this is a little bit cheating, but we were just, yeah, I was reading on through the guide. They're like, oh, some people consider this kind of cheating because, you've already paid for all this. Well, I don't really, I kind of agree with the guide though. It says that you're just recycling these stuff. And so if you're not going to take it to the new island, might as well demolish it all and get your money back so that you can have this for your new island. That being said, though, we can also destroy the control room stuff because I don't plan on going back out in the world right now. So let's do this. We'll shut the control room down. Demolish all this. And the data bank's over here. We'll leave it open just because we have a lot of loot in there, and I don't know if it would fit all of the into here because there's a lot of stuff over there. How much heat do we have? No, we got a bit in some places, and more in other places than some, but not terrible at least. Let's get rid of this generator now because we have plenty of power. Leave the training room up for now so we can keep all of our trainings going. So we're almost done. We're missing a couple martial artists, so we'll need to keep focusing on the military side here. And we almost have all of our valets back, so that'll be useful. We got $1.3 million. I think we got about $500,000 just tearing out the lab and the inner sanctum, which is pretty impressive considering how expensive those places can be. We also get rid of this hallway here because why not? Because there's nothing down there anymore. So there is all that taken care of. And we're not leaving a trace anywhere, so maybe they think we all just died. That'd be interesting if you actually did that. If you left nothing in here, what would happen? But maybe that's just me, just a thought I have. Let's see here. How are we doing on training? Martial artists, we could use a couple more. We can start getting rid of like the duplicates here. We'll keep one of it each at least. We get rid of the mouse maze. Just to get a little bit of money back coming in, or what little they had to offer at least. What that guy's doing, but all right. Most of my people are just kind of replenishing their stats and things like that, so it's we're pretty well. Yeah, I think we're just about ready to start leaving. I mean, here's what I'm kind of concerned about. When we get to the next island, we'll cut this down to 3. And so he'll just need one more. We'll train one more guard, and I think we'll be ready then to move. That being said, I'm trying to think what valuable things we can start moving towards the front of the place here, and I think that's one of them. This might all be the loot we have. It's like our museum right now. So that is not too terrible. But I think 1.3 million should be a good starting amount for what we need. So, Now, do I run the risk of starting it now? Essentially, we're missing 4 people. 1, 2, and then we're going to be missing two people to replace these 2. You know what? We'll wait till the valet gets done. And once the valet's done, we can... Well, hopefully, once the valet's done, hopefully these guys will be either close to being done training or already done. So, we shall see. Maybe not, because the valet is done now. Ooh, yikes. We can start training the guards right now. So really don't need any of this high-end stuff. We can get rid of stuff like that. Get rid of the desk here. Get rid of 2 of these. We're slowly getting all of our money back, or getting our money back. Not all of it back, but we're getting a decent chunk, I would say. Get rid of this one as well. What else could we get rid of? Oh, there's that painting. I never knew where that went. But we stole that from Cuba, so that was kind of nice. Get that up to the control room at least. We can get rid of the jail cells because we don't need those. Get rid of the interrogation chair because we don't need that. Get rid of the power capacitors because we won't need those anymore. But pretty much I'm just stripping the base dry. It's kind of the idea at least. So we're kind of running on bare bones, so we can kind of start getting rid of this. Because nobody else is being trained but the mercenary, and then there's a couple of guards getting trained. So we can get rid of all that. We can get rid of this, this, and this. We will have to move our evil genius. Move him up here, because if anybody does decide to come in, I'm warned, they won't get very far, but... It's kind of sad seeing all this slowly being torn down like this. Because it's like, we work so hard, but now we're just deciding it's time to move on. Probably don't need this machine. Well, start stripping all this out here. Because we're about to get rid of the desk anyway, so it's not really going to matter. Alright, so we just need one more guard. And we'll have all that done. Let's go ahead and destroy the armory. We're not nearly pulling enough or as much power anymore, which is kind of interesting. But hey, you know what happens? Alright, where is the final guard being trained? Can we get this show on the road there, guys? I think we'll probably start getting rid of 2 of those. So I don't think we'll need 50 power. That should be 1 nuclear reactor. There we go. So the last guy's getting trained now. Getting some money back from all of that. We got plenty of power still, so I'm not too concerned. Let's get rid of half the beds here. We won't need those anymore. Yeah, we're slowly starting to whittle our way down to like this bare bones of a base. Which at this point, besides all the gold, I don't know if there's really anything evil. Well, but all the stolen stuff, I guess. Okay, fair. But, you know, there's not really too much evil stuff in here. I'll be honest with you. So once we get this demolished, we can demolish this corridor, and then once we demolish, or we can demolish this one and this one once we get the guy trained there. And then we will have all of our minions trained up. We'll have a lot of the base taken care of. Let's go ahead and get rid of this room now. And this one. Well, Jet Chain's here. That's not ideal. Especially with everybody. Are we good there on guards? Cool. Let's go ahead and demolish this room. Let's also get psychologically weakening Jet Chain. And then we can start working our way back up this way. To move all that out of there. So I don't see anything else on the walls or anything that would suggest that we need to move them. Looks like everybody's clearing out now, so they might be able to demolish that room now. If Jet Chan goes south, which I'm hoping he does, we are going to evacuate as fast as we can. That's the goal, at least. He's slowly working his way south. There we go. Got a little bit more money out of there. Let's get a little bit more money out of here. And we'll also demolish this room, because then I think I can demolish this room. I think. Ooh, it'll be close. It's kind of sad. It's also just we're returning the mountain back to its natural state. We might be evil, but we're not cruel. Which is, you know, interesting to say the least. Ah, it's only 20 power that it generates. Alright, well, you know what? Let's do this. Stream playthrough. Save it right there. And the rest of it I'm not too concerned with, because it's, you know, whatever. Let's hit New Island. Yes. Pack of blue diamonds make their way to the depots. When you are ready to leave, select your evil genius and right click on the depot. It looks like everything's been picked up. That was kind of the idea. It's like I can just pick everything up. And we're, oh, there, the Jet Chan's right there. Not ideal. He's killing my people. This is not ideal. Looks like he might have glitched, though. And if that's true, we shall make our escape while he's glitched. Yes. Although pretty much we're just leaving a barracks, an empty control room, a kitchen, a lot of body bags, and then all of our money. Which technically we're not leaving our money, but, you know. Don't like how our evil genius is just... Oh, hold on. I don't like how our evil genius is just out here. I knew it was going to take a little while to get everybody out, but I didn't think it would take this long. Oh, there's some money being stolen. Like, what's being stolen? Like, I thought I had everything. And I do, technically. It just, oh, crap. Jet Chain was moving for a second. I didn't like that. Pretty much, I have my finger on the trigger. And if he's... Ooh. Probably, I think, with the people he's targeting... Please leave. And is he glitched? And I can't get him off the island. Please leave. He almost died. What? We almost got the death scene while trying to leave the island. What the heck, people? Alright, but we are on to the next island. Minimal casualties. Here we go. I think this helicopter is actually in the next game too, which is kind of interesting. Because apparently the next game takes place right after this game. I want to know how that works out, but you know. But here we go. Get some base building done. Oop, oop. All right, we got the AI supercomputer. We've got the greenhouse. We've got the environmental chainer. Yeah, we only lost a couple, which, you know, is not terrible.
To your uninhabited.
All right, so where do we want to start out at? Where is the depots at? There's a depot here. We can put an entrance there. I'm okay with that. Is there a disguise? We don't have disguised entrance yet. Oh well, let's put one there. So now we got the next set of objectives, the road to Doomsday. So we got to choose a Doomsday device and prepare its construction. You must build a laboratory to accomplish this goal. Once the laboratory has been built, the Codex of Knowledge can be stolen from a Siberian research lab. Analyze the Codex, and then combine it with a top-tier item of a laboratory apparatus to unlock one of the 3 potential Doomsday devices. The Codex of Knowledge is beyond comprehension of your science minions. Persuade a mercenary scientist to come to the island and unlock the Codex's potential. Each World Alliance has a disaffected scientist who can be approached. So let's start planning our base out, though. I think this will be kind of fun. I think we just do a corridor straight across here. And then we actually, we probably need to put a door up. I have a security door. Where is all of our people getting dropped off at? Ah, they're coming off the boat. So, in that case, we do have a little bit of time before they start figuring out where we're at. So we can, if we build a strong room pretty quick, and I'd like to build it here near the entrance. Maybe something like this. This seems a little large, but you also got to remember I need to store all of our loot in here. We could put something here, maybe a freezer. Probably wouldn't be the worst thing right there. Put a heavy security door there, because with this one I think we can go ahead and do that. I don't think we have really too much of an issue there. I think something like that should work. And something like that. Let's also get this. We can't really get that going here. We only have 800 grand, so it's not like it's a lot. But once we get a strong room built, we'll be able to, number one, move all of our loot in there, but it should give us the 1.8 million we had. So let's start playing a little bit more. I do like to put a, I think a freezer here would be great. Because we do get a lot more agents coming after us on this island. So something a little bit larger. We also, you got to remember, we got to have room for ore as well. So something like that I think should be okay. That'll leave just plenty of room on the outsides here to, we can also probably move this down. Kind of leave this area there. So that shouldn't be too bad. Let's see, how do we want to do this? So I'd like to put my control room up here somewhere. So let's do a corridor. Actually, can we do something like this? And then I think I want to modify how this is. I better do that now. Modify that. I just want to have a nice turn there. And then let's go ahead and do our control room here. Something like this. Probably don't need that, but that'll work out. Something like that. Maybe a little smaller, because you gotta remember this is not going to be a massive. We don't really need a massive control room anymore. We'll need at least 6 of these. We'll do 7 because there were 7 things there. Big screen can go right there. Put our memory banks maybe along the lava here, or the lava rocks here, because we are actually in a volcano, so that is pretty cool. And we'll put a field door on this one because I know we need a field door for other things. But if you look here, we have a nice big empty, like magma chamber, I think is what it's called, and so that will eventually be able to put our Doomsday rocket in. So that's fun. So in this case here, I think I want to put my barracks here, and so we'll put the barracks. We'll put an entrance here, and we'll kind of build it out a little bit like this. And we'll put a door over here as well. And we'll put... I have an idea. I want to do something a little bit different with this base. But we'll put a door there. Oh, I can put the rifles and stuff in there. Oh, I didn't know that. That might be part of that mod I was talking about. Well, it's not really a mod, but it's a community patch, essentially. That allows different stuff in different rooms. Alright, let's get some equipment lockers in here. Uh-oh. What do we got? Uh-oh. Defeating Mariana Mamba. That's the first super agent we actually can take down. We essentially, you find out that while it makes sense, this is kind of how it happens, is that she uses her good looks to pretty much keep her job. Kind of the idea. And so if you get rid of those, you can defeat Mariana Mamba. So that's a fun one we're going to do hopefully here soon, because she can be a big pain in the side. That's not going to be nearly enough lockers, but we'll leave that there for now. Let's see how we're doing there after that. Because what I'd like to do, I think, kind of fun, and we probably can expand this out probably 2 more, something like that. And I forgot we can also put the multi-gems over here too. So, we can do some weaponry here later, but the multi-gems, things like that, we could put over here, like that, and then put our equipment racks here, here, and here. That should be plenty of them. Then maybe over here we can put our guns if we want them, because it would help, especially with defense. Let's see. Actually, I want to do this guy's rifle cabinet, didn't I? Trying to find a good place for it. That's all. Ooh, we can do it right there. Kind of stay out of the way there a little bit. Heavy rifle cabinet we can put there. And the handgun cabinet we can put there. Alright, looks like they're just starting the construction on that corridor now. The reason I wanted to do this, I kind of want to see how much this will hold. If it'll hold all 107 minions, that might work. Because I want to do something like this. So on this side, I wanted to put a mess hall. Kind of like this. We'll do a counter here. And a human mixer there. Put a time clock in. And then I can actually cut it back just a little bit. Then we can also do, on this side, a staff room. And leave it open like that. I kind of like that idea. Is there a 2 wide? No, it's only a 1 wide entrance there. But imagine doing like a staff room here. And then you can do some table tennis along here. Some drink machines maybe along this wall here. And remember, we can also make this a little bit bigger here too. So it's not like it's, you know, not the worst thing in the world. We get some nice chairs over here. We'll put a TV over here eventually. Yeah, I think that would be a pretty good idea. And then we wouldn't have to worry about trying to, like, if like our minions are having issues over here in the control room, they literally walk through here. This is kind of the living area. Except for we don't have, the only thing that we can't do is the multimedia center, the archive we'll have to have somewhere close by, and the infirmary. So I think we could do like off here, and we maybe have to get rid of one of these. We might be able to squeeze in right here at the entrance. And then we might actually do a corridor out here, and then actually have a bunch of stuff over here. Alright, so they're finally getting the first corridor done, so that is nice. It is 3:20, so we have about a half hour left. I'd like to at least get a somewhat operational base back going here. Shouldn't be too much longer. Let's get that going there. We will need to get some fire extinguishers along here. Also want to get another door along here, because that's one long corridor. I want to just break it up into 2. Then once we get this up and going, I want to start moving everything over here over to the the new strong room, just so that we don't have all of our loot just sitting out in the middle of nowhere. And once we start building the rooms up, we can start adding things into things like the control room again, which we do have something that's kind of large we need to put in here still. We do need to we might put one over here, things like that. So, but I think this will really kind of be a neat little setup that I had kind of in mind, and something I usually don't do. And I think it'd be kind of fun. But here's one of the reasons I say we do probably need a second entrance. Number one, you see how big this volcano-ish area is. But here's the other thing. The other depot is actually down here now. And so it takes forever to people to get across the island. That being said, I'm pretty sure we could put an entrance here if we wanted to. Or I think the last time I put it here. So either way, we can actually put some entrances down there so that we can use that pretty easily without actually leaving the base. And that actually becomes pretty useful. Our minions are slowly making their way into the base here. So that is nice of them. Like some of them are actually just buying items, they're not really buying the explosives, which we really need more than what they're getting for us right now. I just don't like having all that stuff sitting outside. It's a bit of a worrying thing. We'll just put it that way. Yeah, I forgot about that. So let's extend this corridor out. And we will put our power station over here. We actually need to put the power station, which is right there. Now, I also do plan on putting a hotel here eventually. I just kind of like the idea of a hotel. You know, you can have some fun with it. Nuclear power stations along here. Oh, that's not where I wanted it. Actually, that fits perfectly along there. We can put some capacitors along this wall. That should work out pretty well. We'll put also a field barrier door there because I can. I mean, well, I think once we get the strong room in, we'll start working on this one as well. And then hopefully we can be a little safer. There's already an investigator here. What the heck? I think we're finally blowing out our strong room here, so we're about to have another mass move that we can take care of all the stuff we need to take care of. All right. Can't really start moving it yet until we get one of these guys. Which can't get that. We can't move this one, which I would have done. You know, reasons. But that should help take care of what we need. And I'm sure we could probably just start stacking stuff like that along that wall there and be okay. Let's see here. Make sure we get the rug. Make that as a welcome mat for right now, because I can. Do. This mat going over here. No, I'm not saying too much. I just want to get pretty much it's kind of boring. It's like, all right, we're moving back over here, and we're going to pick up this item, and we're going to move it over here. And there's not exciting stuff going on right now. There we go. So that should now allow us to have as much money as we want to, as well as make sure all of our stuff is taken care of. And then we have two things left. We have the mercury mirror, which we need to put that there. And we need to get the painting. I don't see anything else, but we'll give one more rotate around to make sure. Let's get our evil genius, and we'll move him to the new strong room there. And oh, demolish this, yes, and demolish this, yes. I don't see anything else out here that is of value, I should say. The minions are still, you know, whatever. But let's get that corridor, start construction on it. As you can see here, we have our $1.8 million, and all of our stuff is still secure now. So we got through that part. That was a little concerning, you know. It's one of those things where it's like, ooh, I don't know about that. But once we get, it's going to be a little slow for a little bit on base building, just because everybody's in the stronghold room, because they have nowhere else to go. But I figure if we can get the power plant up going, the next thing I'll probably build is the barracks, because then everybody can congregate in there. They don't have to then... they don't have to try to congregate into the strong room. And we can start spreading them out a little bit. So... But unfortunately, it looks like they're having to run to the other side of the island to get more dynamite. Which is a bit unfortunate. As I think. I have told them to start work, correct? No, looks like we got... Well, maybe not. Maybe they're just going right here. Maybe this doesn't take a lot of dynamite either. I mean, that could be one of those things too. So you know what? We can start planning out the rest of the base though. See what we got. You know, once the corridor gets blown out, I can kind of see where the next one's gonna go. So I do need to create another training room, but the training room's gonna be kind of. We can do like a long, thin one here. Something like that. I also need to get this one going. So let's get our heavy security doors. Probably right there. Just gonna help break up the hallway a little bit more. So we've got this taken care of. If we need a new barracks, we can always build another one just to house storage lockers. That's a staff room. I already got one of those. Yeah, training room. See, here's what I'm kind of concerned about. It is very narrow. But let's see what we can do with this. Worst comes to worst, we have to demolish it all. I mean, that's... Or we just have to scrap it and keep going. It's not like we have to... We're not wasting any money or anything. So, for right now, that's just 42 grand just to get this... You get to get him. Sound like Elmer Fudd there. To get this just to get this part up. Do something like this though. And I mean, do we really need? We might need that. Chalkboards. Let's do 2 of those right there and there. The biochemistry one. If we can move it, then I think they can share hotspots. So we do there and there, and then the electron microscopes can go there and there. Or we can move these to there and there to kind of save a little bit more room on that. What I'm concerned about is these things. Ooh, look at that. That actually fits in there perfectly. Let's see here. I'd like to do at least 2 of everything. That will help keep trains going relatively smoothly. Let's see here. I've got all the science equipment out here. I've got the mercenary stuff. That's the... Oh, you know, I don't have school desk. Ooh, boy, that would have been bad if I didn't have this. But I can put them right here in the middle. We'll get 4 of those, just because we'd usually run out of valets. That is a bit of an issue we have. TV studios, we'll need 2 of those. Just park them like there and there. So, Playboy equipment there. Diplomat trainer is actually relatively small. Oh, that's not where I wanted to do that. And I guess worst comes to worst, if we need to put a second one of these up, we can. Put it there and there. And then the only thing I'm missing right now is what... Alright, so I've got the 4 social minion ones, your spin doctors and your valets. I've got the guards. I've got the mercenaries. These are technicians. These are your biochemists, quantum physicists, and your scientists. So I think the only thing I'm missing now is the dojos and the shooting ranges. These long boys. We'll do something like that. Number one, I wouldn't have to blow this whole section out. But the dojos are a bit of an issue. Let's resculpt that room. Nope, that's not what I wanted. So that saves us a little bit of money. If we actually turn this now... Something like that. We'll need to do that eventually. That's for later on. Same with over here. And then we get rid of all this. We can do something like this. Expand this out a little bit more. And then essentially move the TV studios back a little bit. And then we can do the dojos kind of in line. Well, I can only do it. I could do. We're kind of cramming these in here, but do something like that and that. Okay, I'm okay with that. It's not ideal, but it'll work. And then I can do like a infirmary right in here. Or do I do... No, I'm going to do the infirmary. I think the infirmary would fit pretty well here. Well, that's a little large for an infirmary. Maybe not that large. Maybe not that space. But I think an archive would not be too bad there. Do something like this. Because your archive actually has some pretty large objects they can put in here, so... let's do, first of all, let's do the bookcases, because that'll fit perfectly there. Put some reading tables along this wall here. So you also remember, we haven't unlocked everything for that yet, or this yet, so... leave a little bit of room probably would not be bad. Security door there. Do a heavy security door there. We can't because it's 3 wide. Well, let's actually reshape this just a little bit so we can actually make it 2 wide. There we go. That's better. There we go. I like that a little bit better. So we've got power back in our place, so we can go ahead and start our barracks building. And I think we need to put another hallway here. Kind of lead down this way here. Now I'm wondering, where should I put my laboratory at? Maybe right there, kind of make it look... Oh, I can't do that because... reasons. What if I were to... Hold on. Let me reshape this room once again. Bring that back to there, and then do something like that. Yeah, it looks a little odd, but, you know, it should work. Do something like that. Maybe it'll make it look a little bit bigger. Maybe not. I think that'll work fine. And then we can put our laboratory here. We know we usually put I think the last one we put the freezer here, or one of the freezers, I should say. And we'll need those for later, for reasons. If I'm not mistaken, we do need that for, like, there's ways you have to get into your, ways to get into the lab here, and this is one of the entrances. You put them, they put them along here. There's two here, one there, one here, and we can pretty much open up every one of them if we want to. So it's not like it's a huge deal there. All right, so let's get our research back going here. Maybe something like that. Databanks can go there right when you walk in. Problem with the lab, though, these things get really big really quick. The environmental chamber can go there. AI supercomputer can fit right next to it. The greenhouse. Great. Uh-oh. Where is... There he is.
Rage bar at the max. I have a many special move.
Alright, well, we got some more guys. Oh, we got some fighting. Oh. He actually stole something. I don't know what he stole, but I don't like that. Oh, he stole the rug. Alright, well, let's move the rug into the... in there. Didn't really mean to leave it there for that long, but I did. That was my mistake. Alright, so... we have a laser. Can we put the laser back here, maybe? Fit it a little bit better in here. Oh, we can. Perfect. Centrifuge. Can go... So we got, what? Impact stress analyzer. Can actually fit better back there where the laser's at. So let's do that. What? Hold on, time out. What is... Alright, so let's delete that for now. Impact stress analyzer. We can... Why is it not letting me put that there? Oh, because the environmental chamber is there. That's also an entrance to the place we need to go to. So you know what? We have plenty of room. We can actually expand this quite a bit. We can also put an entrance down here if we wanted to. I don't think we will. But I think if we do something like this, though, we can actually kind of build the lab around there. Something like this. Not anything massive, but, you know. Still want to, like, I want to conserve the room, you know. It's not like it's... You know, we have all this land that we can just willy-nilly do what we want to with. But, still want to conserve as much as we can. Let's see here. Maybe if I move greenhouse. I don't like how that sits, but if we do something like that, I'm hoping to maybe try not to use all this space here, but we can at least see what we can do. So the biotanks. You know what? If we actually make this one wider now, we can slide this there. We can move this to there. The centrifuge, well, the impact stress analyzer might, nope, we can't do that. We can put that there, and that would work, but I think that would, yeah, we can do that. The laser can then go And I think that's everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so that is all we need in our laboratory. It's going to cost us a small fortune to build all this, but we can build all that. In that case, we can actually put our infirmary right here. I think that's a good size for one. We got an x-ray machine we can put in here. Put a couple pharmacy booths in here and a time clock, as well as a nice hefty door. There we go. So that should be, I mean, that's pretty much everything we need. And I don't know why we have that corridor over there, because we really don't need it. All right, well, looks like that all that's taken care of. Do we want to move? Yeah, we'll do this next. And because we have some weaponry now, I do want to keep some weapons on these guys. Let's at least bump it up to yellow alert. It was nice when we didn't have the alarm, but, you know. I think what I want to try to do is get this first section done here. So this stuff, and then probably the control room. And then we'll probably have to wrap up the stream there because we are running out of time. But we have got a lot done in the streams that we have been working with. So kind of like it so far. I think this is going to go pretty quick. I could do some building off stream. However, I don't know if I should. Just for the reason that I don't remember why are they sending so many soldiers after me now? Like, I've got no heat anywhere, but like, yep, just send soldiers. Like, all right, well, that's not ideal. We're gonna actually hide our evil genius over there, just so that if the soldiers do decide to stroll in the front door, we're okay. I don't like having all these people grouped up in one place. It kind of is not ideal, especially for people trying to walk through there. So, how many minions can we have? We have 129, so that at least we got that point, or that much. You know, those guys taking. I don't think these soldiers will be too big of a pain to deal with, but still. So hopefully, once we get this room built, or we get these two rooms built, they'll kind of spread out across all three of these rooms, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. You know what we could do? I don't think it's actually. Yeah, we can do something like that. Or we can actually put them over here. And then do that. And then start that road building. And we're just trying to get... I'm just kind of speeding up the process just a little bit here, hopefully. RGB, can you get out of here, please? Some fighting here. Looks like they decided to scurry, so that's pretty good.
I have a many special moves.
Both Jubei and the Butcher together is a pretty good team. So I think that'll work out just fine there. We got a lot of construction workers just kind of sitting idle. Let's get some more stuff going if they're just sitting idle right now. This is also why we have 15 construction workers, because stuff like this, we can just continue building more and more as fast as we can. We should probably get the freezer up and going too, because We already have quite a few body bags lying around. Not ideal, to be sure. Of course, the first thing they put into the kitchen is the time clock. That doesn't work out too well. Their people now can get food as they're hearing explosions, so they can get a new staff room. Hopefully that'll be... I'm hoping these are big enough. If not, we can probably tear one out, like the kitchen out, and make another expanded staff room. And think for a second. And then we can put like another like thin kitchen, but we can put a nice one here. That might work too. Hopefully people will start migrating over to the staff room, things like that. That's kind of the hope, at least. Got a few people looking to getting some food, stuff like that, so. And then once we get the control room back up, hopefully we can start sending people out and doing some acts of infamy while we build the base. Maybe. We'll think about it. It's one of those things where it's like, it's like I can send people out and start doing missions, but that's almost going to draw a lot of heat to us, and if we don't have a fully functional base yet, do we really want to? I mean, right now, once we get the control room up, we'll be pretty okay. The only thing I would be concerned about is trying to get, like, if we lose minions, we don't have a training room yet to replenish them. Same with, like, people fighting. That's why I didn't like putting the infirmary down here. I wanted to put it up, buy everything first. I guess I could put one here, but it's still okay, I guess. Alright, so now, hopefully, people will start spreading out a little bit more. I've been saying that for like the past half hour, but, you know. But yeah, I think we were pretty well doing alright. I think we're starting to see, you know, we pretty much have a somewhat operational base again. We can get money, minions are starting to be able to replenish stats. The only one they really can't replenish right now is smarts and health, which we're working on that right now. So, or we're working on that currently. We'll eventually get there. We can't train people yet, but that'll be probably one of the next projects we do after the freezer. So, I think we're in a good point. We actually got a lot done today. We actually got Master Machinations, which is the Act 4. We got a lot of money stored up. That's also one of the reasons I wanted to store up money, so like we were not like hard pressed to get a control room up and going. We can just kind of sit here. We've gone through about $600,000 already, and we really haven't gotten to the expensive stuff with the lab and everything. So. But I think eventually once we get there, I think we'll be okay. We still have, we might just have enough to build everything. I don't know quite yet. I think I'm also going to wait on this, because what we can do is, once we get this up and we know we have enough, you know, big enough infirmary, big enough, you know, kitchen and everything, we might build a hotel down there and actually put it inside the base. And I think that might be a pretty cool idea. I don't know. That's how I did it last time, and it seemed to work out pretty well. We shall see about that. But this will pretty much be probably next time. I don't know if we'll have to figure out how to get the infirmary chair. I don't quite remember how to get it. But once we get that we can actually capture Mary. Oh, you know what? We don't have an armory. Just thought about that. We can put one over here. Let me see here. We don't have an inner sanctum, which will be nice to have eventually. Well, we have to have it eventually. But something like that. Actually, we'll need a little bit more. Something like that should work, though. Ooh, that's actually one of our entrances, I think, right there. I don't know if I want to cover that up. We can put our security desk there. Put an interrogation chair right next to it. And then we can actually, you know what, we could put 2 cells in there, and I don't think we really, maybe, really, if we cut it off there, hold on, we kind of reshape the room just a little bit here. There we go. I mean, that's all we really need. If we have all the rifles and everything up in the other place, let's see why we need anything bigger than that. There we go. And that will be taken care of. Looks like we're getting a control room back. We got some people working again. I got a feeling if we just go out into the world right now and just send a scientist to a lot of places, we'll find a lot more acts of infamy because reasons. But also, you know, once we get it. Also, I think if we get to 250, I think we'll find a lot of them. And I'll have to go look and see because, like, I know the Aztec gold is something we need. I know there is a codex up here that we can steal later. That I don't know. That might be like a progression thing. But once we get it, it helps quite a bit with not sending as many agents to the island, which is super helpful. But, you know, that's a little bit later on down the line there. But once we get our control room up, once we get all this finished, I think we can call it a day for the stream. Looks like, if people are still hanging out in the barracks way too much. But, hey, that's how it's going to be sometimes. But we do have work for them to do, I guess, now. I guess we can start sending our scientists out in the world, too, and start looking for more acts of infamy.
I'll make them extinct.
So what I might do also, once, start get rid of these guys real quick. Once I might actually do some offline work. Just might be doing some basic acts of infamy, nothing like story related or anything like that. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. I might build some of the base so you guys don't have to struggle through that next time. Ooh, the Butcher should be able to learn his last ability. Oop, messed that one. Butcher. There we go. Terror tactics. Perfect. All right. Looks like we got all that done, guys. So it is time. We're going to go ahead and save the game here. Stream playthrough. Yep, save it there. Yes, sir. All right, so guys, I'm going to switch over to the main camera here once this game's done saving. And I'll do that and pop the main camera up, guys. Well, guys, thanks for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. If you guys are new here and are wanting to help support me in any way, shape, or form, the best way you can do that is just leaving a like here on the channel. It'd be great just to kind of know when I stream. But I do stream 2 times a week, every Wednesday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, if you are curious about more content, maybe you want to see my original playthrough of Evil Genius, that is actually uploaded to my YouTube channel. My YouTube is actually linked below. It's I think it's just Fry Irby, how I spelled on here as well. And that gets a full year of content, a full year of stream. It's, I think 110. If it's not 110, it's getting close to 110 different streams that you can watch, all about like this length. But there's some about completely different games. I've played things like Colonization, some classic games like that, Planet Coaster, Mech Warrior. So there's probably something on there you will enjoy, I'm sure. But for now, guys, I think that's going to be it for me. Let's actually go over. I'm going to quit out of the game here so it won't, the screens won't fly everywhere on me. We'll go find somebody to raid real quick because I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to do that since I really didn't do that I didn't really do that the first couple of times I streamed. But I'm going to go over. I'm going to go try to find another Evil Genius streamer. So you guys, if you want to continue, you're more than welcome to continue watching, and I will see what we got here. Trying to find an Evil Genius streamer. There is only one other person. Primo Vado is going to be our raid person for today. So let me pop over to the chat here. And we'll go ahead and take care of that. So, here we go. /raid PR1 VA2. See if this works. Yep. So, for the couple viewers that are watching, enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I will see you guys next Wednesday for some more Evil Genius. But we've got a raid. We're going to go ahead and raid Primo Vado, and hopefully he's having a good stream over there. So guys, I will take you guys take care, and I will see you guys next Wednesday.